right, let's flip the hourglass.
And we are flipping the hourglass. Is it actually an hourglass?
It is an actual hour. Okay, hourglass. Right. Yeah. No, so we've begun. So we have Hauk Heimdallsman, right? Is that how you pronounce it? Is that your full given name?
It's who I am.
It is who you are.
It's who I am.
All right, like I am Blake Dedlie.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me, Hauk, I barely know anything about you, actually.
Well, I was born in a dark and humid night in Pennsylvania.
Is that true?
Mostly.
Are you from Pennsylvania?
That's where I was born.
That's where you're born?
Yeah.
Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
Well, when I was 2, we moved to Texas, specifically Plano, Texas, which at the time was, I think, the teen heroin use and suicide capital of the free world.
Where is that?
In Texas.
No, I mean where in Texas? Texas is a big state. Where's it near?
I think it's just north of Dallas.
Oh, okay. In that area. So there's nothing over there.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
So when I was just about to turn 3, my dad gets a call from his boss saying, "John, we might have an opening for you in London, England."
Oh.
Now, that's a big move, so maybe, go home, talk it over with the missus, and see if that's something you even want to hear the details about. And,
yeah.
We can talk about it tomorrow. So Dad, being Dad, calls my mom. He's like, "Hey, I'm leaving the office, but, boss might want us to go to England. Let's talk about it over dinner." And Dad drives 15, 20 minutes home, and next thing you know, my brother and I are on the front doorstep. Mom's throwing stuff in boxes. She's all, "You turn your butt around. You take that job. We're going to England."
Wow.
So we went to London. We were only
and you were
supposed
3
to be
years
there,
old?
Yeah. We were only supposed to be there about a year, but Dad just kept getting reassigned. We were there for 9 years.
What did you do?
Computers.
Oh, okay.
Management.
Computer stuff. Yeah.
So we spent 9 years in England, and because we were only supposed to be there for a year or two, every weekend Mom's like, "Okay, we're going to Stonehenge. We're going camping in Scotland.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to Paris."
So from 3 to 12, you grew up in London. Did you have an English accent?
It faded. It came and went. But no, because
your parents are
American,
full-blooded American from Texas, or where are they from? Because you were born in Pennsylvania.
Well, Dad was a military brat.
Oh,
so
okay,
he was
all over. A true American.
Indeed, my mom was born on a farm in Iowa, and when she was young, I don't remember what age, the family moved out to California. So they're mostly a Californian family.
Interesting. How'd they end up in Pennsylvania having you?
That's where my dad's work sent them.
I see.
They met in the Air Force.
Okay.
And traveled all over, and then they decided to have my brother and I, so they got out of the Air Force, and Dad got a job
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Then they moved over to Texas.
Yep.
Then they moved over to London.
Yeah. And then we came to California.
Why? Oh, after that.
Yeah. So I've mostly been in LA for 20.
So you went to high school in?
Yeah, I went to high school here.
In LA or in where in
La
California?
Cañada.
La Cañada. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's a lot of rich folks out there. From where
I saw
the parties I used to go to.
I saw the worst end of that spectrum.
Oh yeah.
And the nice end of that spectrum.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good folk, and there were a lot of people that had more money than sense.
No, it was it's crazy.
But that's anywhere you go. I mean, there's stupid rich people. There's awesome rich people. There's stupid poor people.
It was cool. I got really high at a party. It was one of the first times I got really high. And I didn't know anybody there. Somebody invited me to a party, and then that person left. When you're in that situation, and you don't know anybody, but they all took care of me afterwards, because I was like, I think I'm gonna go home. They're like, no, and I drank and smoked. They're like, no, bro, just stay, hang out. You're cool, man. It's all good. And I'm all paranoid, nobody likes me, that kind of thing. I don't know anybody here, but they were like, no, you're cool. You're part of the family. It's all good. It's all good. So I have good. But it was at a huge house too, which was insane. Yeah,
we were
good people there.
My folks, they wanted to find a good school district for us.
Oh, and that has a good school.
So they basically figured that was the best school district in the area. So they found the cheapest house they could inside that.
What school?
La Cañada High.
La Cañada High. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Decent school, good music program.
Oh, and is that where you did your whole musical musical journey?
Yeah, mostly. I mean, I played flute and harmonica and dabbled in piano a little bit, but my high school band director, in her wisdom, she said, I've got 8 flute players, but I don't have enough saxophone players. So she kind of pulled me aside one day. She's like, how'd you like to learn to play the saxophone?
Wow. Why do you think she picked you?
I was one of the few kids who didn't own my own instrument. I was renting from the school. So she could just
She could be like,
transfer right over
yeah.
I hadn't bought an instrument.
Yeah.
And so I took the saxophone like a fish to water.
Wow.
Had a lot of. I'm played in the marching band and the jazz
Can you still
band.
play?
Yeah.
Really?
Not very. I don't play very often.
Sure, but I mean, like,
Yeah, no,
if somebody needed a saxophone player, like, could you jump on and like?
Yeah, I mean, I'd need a day or two. To
Yeah.
warm
Oh
up
yeah.
and,
Yeah. Sure.
because it takes a certain set of muscles
Yeah.
in the cheeks, the facial muscles. Like there's a certain control that you lose if you don't practice every day.
Sure.
And it's probably been 6 months. Maybe
Yeah. No, my cousin was a saxophone player.
Yeah.
And he would tell me, and he was good at it. What, alto sax or
Alto? Yeah.
alto?
That was my primary one. I've played tenor, I played soprano,
Sure.
I played barry, but alto was my instrument.
You ever listen to John Zorn?
I knew a Jay Zorn once, but not John Zorn.
Jay Zorn. John Zorn. He's a New York artist. He's a saxophone like jazz artist, and
Nice.
he's insane. He just makes like the craziest sounds with sax. It's just like that kind of stuff. Fun stuff.
A few years ago, I ran a jazz chamber music marathon at the Jazz Bakery.
Where's that at?
It used to be in Culver City.
Oh, okay.
It no longer exists as a venue. They still present shows every now and then, but we did this 3-day festival, and it was curated by a composer named Uri Kane. And he was known for taking like classical, like he would do like Bach's Goldberg variations, and he would do the Uri Kane Goldberg variations.
Mm-hmm.
So he would take the same original melody and just go crazy with it. He's an absolute genius. Nice guy too.
Yeah.
But the last day of this festival, he premiered a piece he wrote for a like 18-piece ensemble, and they closed with his sax quartet from the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard these guys warming up, and I'm like, okay, these guys can all play. They're all solid musicians. And then they began their set, and it was the most god-awful, ear-shrieking, atonal crap.
Oh, really?
I caught the executive director sneaking out the back door. Like, the lady in charge of the entire operation. And I'm like, hey, if I have to stick around and listen to this crap.
Yeah.
And she's all like,
It's like
no,
every Twisted Black Soul show.
I've got a donor I have to go get to. I'm sorry. So 2.5 hours later, there's 3 people left in the building, not counting the sax quartet.
Yeah.
Me,
Yeah.
a guy who was reviewing the show, and just some other dude. Now, the guy who was reviewing the show, like, he loved everything about the festival except that quartet. He went off on them in his review. I mean, it was like this, like, wow.
Of course, he stayed so he could like really like.
I stayed because kind of more out of obligation to give a good, honest review.
Yeah.
The other guy, he comes as soon as the set's done. He comes backstage and he's like, "Guys, we covered a lot of territory tonight." And then he walks out. And to this day, I have no idea what the hell that meant. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
I
or
think
just
I understand.
A statement of
It sounds like you guys had some great performances to like some really shitty ones. You covered a lot of territory.
yeah, it was. I mean, just like, and that's kind of become a de facto expression for like, well, I should say something that sounds nice.
Yeah.
But
but it's vague
you know,
a bit.
You see somebody's, one-person show about, screaming death and rape. I'm like, well, you covered a lot of territory.
Right. So when did you pick up the guitar?
I got to college, and I'd always wanted to play guitar.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, like...
Because it's cool, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a child of the 80s. I grew up watching Guns N' Roses on MTV.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Yep, we all wanted to be Slash.
Right.
We all wanted to be up there on the piano doing the guitar solo for November Rain.
Yeah.
A guy I was in a band with...
Did you learn that? Did you learn it? End up learning it?
I've learned most of that song
Yeah.
at different times. I mean,
sure.
I know the piano part pretty well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you play the keys.
A little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, you were in a band, or your friend was in a band.
We were in a band together, kind of doing some.
What were you playing?
Keyboard and saxophone.
Okay.
And his parents got him a new guitar, so he gave me his old one, which was a beat to crap 3/4 size classical. Like, it was cracked and whatnot, but it was free. And so I took it to college, and I downloaded Tab for Metallica's Nothing Else Matters off the internet.
Nice.
And just sat down there and like, pluck this note, pluck this one, and I eventually just kind of taught myself how to play. And I did that for 3-4 years, and taught myself how to write, and was just doing some trying to just like, I already know music, I can just figure it out as I go along.
Right.
And I did that for a while, and after a while I was like, I should really sit down and get some technique and figure out what I'm doing and really like take my craft seriously, not just like I can do
When
it
did
like-
you decide it was going to be a craft?
Well, I'd always wanted to be a musician.
Yeah, but you had been playing all these other
Yeah, I've been playing all sorts
instruments.
of stuff. I mean,
but why guitar?
in college, because I was studying saxophone regularly, and I kind of plateaued. And I reached a point where, even playing 5 hours a day, I was good, but I was not going to be great. And I couldn't figure out how to make that great. Whereas guitar, like, I haven't really plateaued yet.
Even
I'm
to this
still
day.
just like, and I'm still learning technique, and I'm still trying things. I'm still like, I'm still, and this is going on 20 years later.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because we've been 19 years later. I got my first guitar like December '99, like the last couple. So it's been just about 19 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, guitar, it kind of spoke to me, and it's better for writing because I can play chords.
Yeah.
And I can sing and play at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of one of the things, like, I wanted to be the voice of the band, the songwriter.
Right.
It's not so much like, I would love to be, I'd love to sell out the Coliseum for 100,000 people, or the Rose Bowl for 100,000 people, whatnot, and have them, screaming my song back to me. But for me, the joy, the love is in creating the song, creating the work.
How do you write? Do you like sit down and like try and figure it out and put things together, stuff like that, or?
I do a lot of different things. Every song's a little bit different. Sometimes I'll have a chord progression, I'll have a melody, I'll have an idea. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. Then I write lyrics and a melody.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll start with a lyrical idea, like I've got one line that I want to work with.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just kind of pick up the guitar, start strumming and singing, and see where it goes.
That's pretty much my style. It's all kind of random. There's one song like I just had an idea just for the lyrics. That's how the song came out.
Nice. Yes, sometimes
it's just so random.
Sometimes that's like, there have been songs like I've written the entire lyrics first, and then I go, like, okay, well, the song's about death, so I want to make it slow and sludgy and depressing.
Right.
So, pick a minor key and just kind of just like what's going to work.
Yeah.
I prefer to start with like the lyrics and the message first, because then I know, is it going to be a happy
really?
song? Is it going to be a sad song? Is it
Yeah.
going to be like a fuck the man song? Is it
Yeah.
going to be
God, the music always comes first for me. The lyrics are always the last thing. I always have like the melody of the lyrics, and it's always like about food first. I'm always like burgers and fries and everything's nice, and then I actually like write the real lyrics,
I've actually been working on a song based off of 1984.
The novel.
The novel. And there were a couple different movies on it.
Yeah.
I actually just rewatched the John Hurt movie.
I've never seen any of the 1984s.
The book itself is horrifying.
Yeah. I've read the book.
Horribly depressing, and it's not fun to read.
Yeah. No.
Brave New World is fun to read.
Never read that.
It's a good one. It's similar kind of dystopian future.
Right. I've heard of it. Yeah.
But 1984 is just like, it's like taking a 2x4 to your own head.
Yeah, sure.
It's painful.
Yeah.
But there's this.
Is that what you're trying to make? Trying to make the song.
So there's the main character towards the end. They're torturing him, and they put his head in a cage. He has a deathly fear of rats. So they put a cage on his head, and there's a rat there, and they're like, and we're going to let it free to chew your face off. Right. And he just starts screaming, "No, give it to Julia! Give it to Julia!" Who was his love interest. They broke him, and he betrayed his love. He betrays everything. Spoiler alert: if you haven't, come on. At this point, if you haven't read 1984, you're not paying attention to what's going on in the world. Damn it. So I was writing this like happy chorus: Julia, give it to Julia. Trying to like, how could I do something that's a little twisted?
Yeah.
A little like a happy song that people are going to be like singing along to, and not quite, unless they really stop and listen to it, like, wait, what am I singing? What am I actually...
Yeah. Where is this from?
Yeah.
I don't remember that book at all. I read that book so long ago. That happened in the book? I don't remember.
Government takes over.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember all that. what could actually happen, and now it's all actually kind of happening now. Not really. I think everything that's going on in our government is good, don't you?
Well, I've always been a firm believer in the establishment, and I know the NSA is listening, and they believe me when I say I trust our president and our Congress to make the right decision.
Exactly. Funny.
Yeah,
it's funny that you said that, though. No.
How about no?
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you said NSA is listening, because nobody's listening to this. So.
I was a little surprised when you asked me to be on your podcast.
Why?
I didn't know you had a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to start telling people about it until episode 50. So, I feel like I should get 50 episodes in first, and kind of get used to this, and then I can start telling people about it.
Probably start telling people around episode 25.
Why is that?
Because then you can build your audience up to episode 50, and around 50 is when you
50 is when I'll start being good.
Endorsements.
For endorsements? How do you even do that?
And like sponsorships.
Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
What's your target audience?
So you have to be a Homo sapien who breathes air. 1 to 100 years old.
Okay.
Black, white, Chinese.
But not Thai.
Fuck the. No, I'm kidding.
Of course not. No, I love Thai food and Thai girls, and Thai food with Thai girls.
I think Thai food is the best of the Asian foods for me. Sorry, Filipinos, but.
All the different. I mean, I love a variety of ethnic foods, and like every culture has their own unique flavors. And like I've had Burmese food recently.
Oh,
and
what is that like? Is that Asian?
Yeah, Burma is.
I don't know anything.
It's near Thailand. It's a similar, mostly noodle based.
Mm-hmm.
But I
was gonna say rice based.
No, noodle based. But we had two dishes. I was on a date with a lovely young lady. She got the fermented tea leaf salad, and I got the garlic noodles. And we had a little bit of each. And the garlic noodles, amazing, delicious and flavorful and just rich. And the tea leaves, she really enjoyed it. It was not my thing.
Yeah.
It just did not hit my palate well.
Yeah.
But the garlic noodles were fantastic.
Hey, garlic, yeah.
So there's like every culture, Thailand. There's a lot of Thai food that I love. Pad See Ew.
Oh yeah, so
it.
good.
Absolutely love it. Pineapple fried rice.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. Chinese food is great.
No, Chinese food is good.
Japanese
but apparently, I've never had real Chinese food.
Well, there's variations.
Yeah.
Because they're like saying you've had American food.
Right.
Well, there's Texas barbecue and there's Louisiana barbecue.
Yeah.
And then there's
there's so many different kinds of pizza all over.
Kansas City barbecue. You compare New Haven pizza with New York pizza with Chicago pizza with California pizza. California pizza where we say screw that and go have burritos and tacos because we're better than everyone else.
See, I like to roll up my pizza into a burrito and eat it like that.
This is because you are a good-hearted, virtuous man of honor.
Yes, exactly. So let's go back to your musical career. What were the first bands you were in?
In high school, I was in. Well, I did the high school jazz band and marching band, concert band, and et cetera.
But what was like the first let's start our own band that's not a part of anything like this?
So somebody put a flyer up in the high school band room, ska band looking for horn players.
Oh, you're like, oh.
And so I called the number. Yeah. And it was this bass player named Chris. He's like, oh yeah, come by, we'll jam and see what works out. And it turns out half the band were my lab partners in biology class who we never talked about music. Oh,
funny, yeah.
So we're like, okay, so we started jamming, and I brought in a trumpet player from the marching band as well. We had a good run. We played the Whiskey and the Roxy and the Troubadour.
Yeah. What were you guys called?
The Hiccups.
The Hiccups.
Originally, we were Inside Out, but then a band with the same name got signed, so we had to change the Hiccups.
You're like, oh, Hiccup. That's can't use that name anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
And it was HICK UPS. We actually had some T-shirts made with like the UPS logo and Hick written above it.
Oh.
We played all over, and I left. My senior year, I was focusing on college applications and whatnot. And,
Where'd you go to college?
USC.
Oh, you went to USC?
USC, yeah.
Oh, wow. Studying music?
Yep.
Continued there?
Yep.
How was that?
Intense.
Yeah?
I did a 5-year program in 4 years.
Oh, wow.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was a dumb idea.
Usually people do it the other way.
Yeah,
Do a 4-year program in 5 years.
I was so burned out
Yeah.
that I was useless for about 6 months.
What'd you, is that where you said college, yeah. So that's where you picked up guitar. Was that like what you were studying?
I was studying music education.
Music education,
The goal was
okay.
to be a high school band director.
I see. Oh, I see, okay.
I
So you have to like study. I
everything.
see.
So
Yeah.
I learned like all the brass instruments.
What about-
all the woodwind instruments.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
To be the okay, that's a whole other. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Did you at least get to play, like perform, or?
Oh yeah, I played in sang in the choir and played in the university band, and I played.
Yeah.
I jammed
But did
with
you get like
different
credits for
musicians.
this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I played all over. I played on a couple like student film scores.
Yeah.
Worked on a couple film scores and did this, and like I did everything I could. I mean, I worked my ass off.
Yeah.
And
You finished in 4 years.
Yeah, 2 years of summer school just to get rid of the general education requirements.
Right.
Which was, I did one summer of like the world of the New Testaments, and then the next year I did a science class, which was like the teacher. He was like the head of the geology department, like the numero uno guy. And he loved teaching the intro classes.
Yeah.
So his class was basically like, okay, this is what you need to know about the world so that you know where to buy a house so it's not going to like sink on you or get burned up or anything.
Oh, really?
And this is what you need to know to make beer.
Yeah, awesome.
And like all the different ways you could like use science to your advantage.
Yeah, that's the best way to engage with students.
Yeah. No, he was a great teacher. He was an absolutely great teacher. I don't remember his name, but he was a great teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're studying in college. Oh yeah, so you started the ska band, or you joined the ska band.
Yeah, I joined the ska
and
band.
then what was the band after that? And you were playing sax.
Yeah, so then in college I started a band with another saxophone player I knew who also played guitar. That band was called Twilight Conquest. It's kind of be like a mix of death metal and some classical influences. I was playing saxophone on some tracks, and we're gonna do like the epic like medieval ballad in the middle. It's like a long war poem and stuff. And then we recorded three songs and had a fight in the studio and broke up.
Oh dang!
And then
What was the fight about?
He was a worthless piece of crap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he he went into the studio not knowing the songs. He wasn't ready, and it was just like, come on, dude. Like, I want someone professional to freaking get the job done.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Didn't work out. Okay.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I don't even know if he's still alive at this point.
Yeah. Well, fuck him. Forget about him.
I ran into him at a concert, and he was like, I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. And
Really?
I'm like, okay. And so the show ended, and like I was there with my buddy Duke, and we walk outside to the House of Blues, and we're just like standing there waiting.
Yeah.
And we're waiting. I'm like, Duke, I don't think he's gonna show up. Duke's like, yeah. I'm like, wait a couple minutes. Yeah, we'll wait a couple minutes. We just waited, and like, okay, he's not coming. Let's go home.
Yeah.
It's like, what a
Yeah.
wanker.
Fucking.
I hope it's okay that I'm swearing like a sailor on here, because
This is for a Christian network, so they'll bleep it out.
good. Okay, good.
What what after?
So
what about after that?
I was looking to start a new band, and like I jammed with people here and there, and we're usually like, I show up like, well, I want to do stuff like Skyclad and Megadeth, and they're like, I want to do stuff like Mr. Bungle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Mr. Bungle. Which was.
How do you not know John Zorn then?
I don't know.
John Zorn produced Mr. Bungle's first album.
No, I'm not a fan of Mr. Bungle.
Oh, you're not a fan of
No.
Mr. Bungle. Oh, okay.
But then I was at the USC bookstore.
Yeah.
I was wearing an In Flames T-shirt, and this guy, like this Indian student, like straight off the boat from India, off the plane from India, runs over.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you like In Flames? You like extreme death metal?
Yeah.
I'm a guitar player. Let's start a band.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And at this point, I had that broken down acoustic guitar, and I also had bought a bass guitar to learn.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I'll play some bass. And so we get together and jam, and like we had very similar influences, and we started writing, and it worked.
Nice.
And we got a drummer, and we booked our first show.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes after I confirmed the show, I get a call from the drummer. He's like, dude, I can't do the show. I'm like, why not? He's like, I met a girl. We're in love. I'm moving to Belgium.
Oh wow.
I'm like, you're moving to where? He's like, Belgium. So I called the booker, and I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I have to cancel. My drummer's an idiot.
Drummer fell in love. Yeah, it's love, man. What are you gonna do?
A week later, the guitar player called me. He's like, dude, I can't play. I'm in love. I'm moving to Oklahoma.
Oh my god.
This is back in like 2002 when people are just first starting to meet people on the internet.
Oh.
So I lost a drummer to Belgium. I lost a guitar player to Oklahoma. Start a new band, get a new guitar player, get a new drummer, get a new fiddle player, get a new guitar player. He makes one rehearsal, and then
Falls in love.
He's like, "Hey, dude, I can't be in the band anymore. I'm moving to Germany." I met a girl on the internet. I love. I'm like, I will fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Goddamn women.
What was his name? Brett, I think was his name.
Yeah.
Guy, but like,
how come you don't like Mr. Bungle? Not your thing?
yeah, there's a lot of bands that are like,
Sure.
I respect what you're doing. It doesn't interest me.
It doesn't toot your horn.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just happen to be my favorite band of all time. Huh. Yeah, I love them. I love everything about them. I've walked down that Mike Patton rabbit hole. I love everything he does. And Trace Bruins, who's the guitarist. He's like a huge influence on me. Love it. Love it all. So back to, I'm trying to get to Black Hat Society.
Well, okay, so that band was called Mithril.
Black Hat Society?
No, the one that the first guitar player moves to
Germany. Yeah.
So then 6 months later, the drummer calls me up. He's like, "Hey, dude, I'm moving to Iowa." Idaho.
Yeah.
One of them.
Oklahoma, I think you said.
No, it wasn't Oklahoma. I think it was Idaho.
Okay.
And I'm like, Raja, if you're moving for a girl, I will drive over to your house right now and I will kill you.
Yeah.
He's like, no, dude, I got a new job. I'm like, that I can live with.
Yeah.
You know, LA was just too expensive for him.
Sure.
He was having trouble, and it's like, it's time to move on.
Yeah. So glad that doesn't happen anymore.
But we put together, got a new drummer, we had the new lineup going, and it just kept not working. So I kind of said, screw it, I'm going to do a solo album. Mm-hmm. And I went in the studio, and I did a solo album, played everything myself except flute and accordion. I did all the percussion.
Is that the albums that you had? I remember, like, at your going away party, you had, like, a bunch of albums.
That was the Love Songs album.
Oh, okay.
And this was, like, before I still didn't really know how to sing. I still wasn't that great a guitar player. I was just like, screw it, I'm doing it, because if I don't do it, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I start booking shows, and I start playing places, and, I put out a second album and a third album, and I put a band together.
Where'd you record this?
The first album was at a place called Castle Studios in Encino. Uh-huh. Real nice place, kind of expensive, but real nice.
Yeah.
Then I did Steady Studios in Burbank, North Hollywood.
So you just go to these places and...
Yeah, I've gotten to know people, and around my fifth album, I got tired of paying people to record me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm just going to... Like, I went to Guitar Center with a credit card. I'm like, give me what I need.
Yeah.
And so I got a microphone and a preamp and some cables and a copy of Pro Tools, and I built a computer and just kind of figure out how to... So that my fifth and sixth albums I just did myself, and then the seventh album was a mixture of doing some stuff in studio and some stuff at home, and just did it all myself. And at that point, the band just imploded. Like I went through some personal stuff. My drummer...
Wait a minute.
We're talking. It was...
Wait, I thought this was all you.
It was. I put together a band.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing everything except for the fiddle, and you were like, and then the band imploded. I'm like, what happened to yourself?
So along the way, I put we had a
gotcha. Oh, so you had added like okay, I see.
Yeah, it was just kind of this weird, like, always changing ensemble, and after a while, it just didn't work.
Gotcha.
And we released our seventh album, and my grandpa died. My grandpa had always been like, son, you got to do a country album. And so when Grandpa died, I literally I put
Which grandpa is this
one from? My father's father.
And where is he from? Oh yeah, because your father's was a army brat. So where's your grandfather from?
Well, he was up in Sacramento. They spent most of the 49 last years of their life, give or take, in Sacramento.
I see. But like, why do you like country? Like, was he from the country?
That was music he understood.
That was music he understood. Got it. Okay.
And I grew up on some country.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up on John Denver and I love Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson.
Sure.
you know, in high school I listened to a lot of radio country, and I did listen to a fair amount of radio country. I do not like what's been happening the past like 6 years.
The pop country, yeah, it's all terrible. But no, there's a lot of good country out there. You just gotta find. I hate it when people are like, "I love everything except for country."
Well, then you're listening
you're listening to shit country. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many good.
Yeah, there's a lot of exactly.
I love Sarah Shook. I love Loveless.
Right.
There's some really good stuff out there.
I can't think of their names. Loveless. I think that's her. Yeah.
Yeah, Lydia Loveless.
Lydia Loveless. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. I might be slightly crushing on her just because she does have an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Good songwriter too. But yeah, so I basically took a couple months off and like I merged with like 30 songs. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, I want to do something with this, but I don't want it to be a Hauk album. So I called Karen, who'd been playing fiddle in the old Hauk band. Mm-hmm. Like, listen, let's have lunch. I want to run an idea by you. I'm like, new band name, you and me, split everything 50-50. Like, I've got starts to a bunch of songs. I want you to write fiddle parts. I want you to, like, challenge me on these songs. And, like, let's take it faster. Let's take it slower. Let's, what if you did this?
Right.
And so, Karen came up with a bunch of good stuff. And, like, she forced me to up my game.
Nice.
And, I in the same, we started playing together. And it was...
Where'd you find her? Or where'd she find you?
Well, so I was playing at a pagan campout. Uh-huh. We used to do that all the time, play these like campouts in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes it was just a wild drunken bacchanalia, and sometimes it was a crazy wild bacchanalia.
Yeah. I've heard of those.
Good times.
Yeah.
I kind of miss those days.
Yeah, we heard about those, possibly playing those from like some other band, like Scotch Apostles, this band that was kind of like one of the first bands that really liked what we were doing and like invited us to play shows, and they tell us about these pagan parties out in wherever, desert sometimes, or where were these, the ones that you would do?
This was up in Ojai.
In Ojai, okay, yeah.
And so Karen was there, and she played fiddle in high school, and she was looking to get back into it. Mm-hmm. And I do a lot of work with orchestras, for my quote-unquote day job.
Right.
And so Buddy just, like, connected the two of us up, and she's like, yeah, I'm just looking to start playing again. I'm like, I've had violin session players playing on all my albums. Here's a CD, give it a listen. If you like it, I'll send you some sheet music and we can start jamming. And so she played on the 7th album, Anthems for an Age Arriving. And then the band, kind of imploded.
Yeah.
And so I called her up. I'm like, new album, new band, new focus.
What do you think? And she was all about it. That's cool.
And so we went through a bunch of different.
And what year is this?
This was. It's got to be like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe more. Yes, I don't remember which one of us came up with Black Hat Society.
Yeah. That's such a random name.
Because we were talking about like old westerns.
Uh-huh.
And there's this, you can always tell who the good guy is. And like John Wayne always wore the white hat.
Right. Yeah.
And the bad guy is always the guy in the black hat.
In the black hat, sure.
I've never really seen myself as the protagonist. Mm-hmm. Let me rephrase. I've never seen myself as a hero of the story. Mm-hmm. I might be the central character from my perspective, but I'm not necessarily the knight in shining armor. Mm-hmm. I can be a real son of a bitch when I have to.
Sure.
I don't always, I try to fight fair most of the time. Sometimes there's a certain efficiency that needs to happen. Mm-hmm. I definitely don't. I don't necessarily like the law and upholding the good morals of society, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's doing the right thing, and then there's obeying the law.
Yeah.
And right now, the law says, "Hey, we can tear gas children at the border, and hey, we can shoot black people, and it's okay." And I'm like, no, that's not okay.
No. So, but you're still the villain, or are you still, or villain-esque?
I don't know if I'm a villain so much as I'm
wearing the black hats.
I'm the man with no name.
Okay.
Sometimes you walk into a situation that's messed up and you make your decisions. Life is a contact sport. Mm-hmm. It's never always going to be a simple good versus evil. There's a whole lot of interesting choices to be made and tough choices to be made. And sometimes you get your hands dirty and sometimes you don't. I try to keep my hands, clean, but sometimes you gotta fight hard. So
Black Hat Society, you guys are like, yeah, this is it. By the way, have you seen Westworld?
I have not. I've been meaning to check it out, but
There's at the very beginning, I'm not going to spoil anything, but at the very beginning, one of the main characters, when you go into, you know what it's about?
yeah, it's like a
Yeah. It's like real life, just video game that you can play. Everything is like like a robot. So in the very beginning, the main character goes. He's like getting his wardrobe and everything, and they're like, "All right, which hat would you like?" And there's like a bunch of black hats and a bunch of white hats, and then he like looks left and right, and then you see him on the horse, like with the hat that he's gonna be wearing, and you're like, "Oh, okay, it signifies what he's gonna be." For this, so it's great. It's fun. But then that kind of, it's a whole thing. That's what it reminded me of. But anyways, so, how long, you guys don't really do Black Hat Society anymore.
Not so much. Karen's been super busy.
Yeah.
I've been working on a solo album.
Well, you were going to move too. Well, you did move.
Yeah.
To Germany.
My former spouse got a job in Germany, and we went over there for a little bit.
Where in Germany?
Hamburg.
Oh.
Hamburg's a fun town.
Oh, yeah?
Good people, great food.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
The food was just fantastic.
Food in Germany.
I mean, their €1 loaves of bread that you can buy in the Subway are better than like the $20 loaves at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
No, I believe it.
It's better quality. Like they're Germans. If they can engineer a better loaf of bread, they will.
Yeah.
And it will be awesome.
No, that's great.
But just don't get the Mexican food over there.
How long were you? Oh,
They
God,
tried
no.
to re-engineer a burrito.
Yeah.
A burrito should not be engineered. It should be like sloppy and wholesome.
Yeah.
Just like you throw in meat and beans and guacamole and you wrap it up and you wolf it down.
Oh, I know what a burrito is.
Yeah. We're here in California.
Yeah.
This is the promised land. This is the land of the burritos and the tacos and freedom.
Yeah, definitely. But so, why would you even try a burrito in Germany? Just with curiosity?
I burrito withdrawal is a real thing, man.
Oh, really?
I needed me a good burrito.
Yeah.
Now they do have like Mexicans in LA. There's like a Mexican food place on every street corner.
Yeah.
In Hamburg, it's Turks. So there's Turkish food on every street corner. And doner kebabs, so it's like a Turkish burrito.
Yeah.
Like they get the bread and they wrap up the kebab and they put it on the sauce, and it is delicious. I mean, it is so friggin' good.
How long were you there in Germany?
3 months.
3 months? Okay. And then you, because I remember that, she just got really busy after that.
Yeah, she started playing with a band called the Bricktop Blaggers.
Yeah, who Twisted Black Soul actually opened for.
Nice. Yeah,
recently.
I meant to go see that, but
well, it was New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Year's.
New Year's is so hard to get people out to a show because everyone wants to do their own thing, or they don't want to drive because it's New Year's.
It's New Year's. There's drunk assholes.
Everywhere.
Parking is like $60.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you end up doing for New Year's?
I had sushi with a friend. Then I went home and I watched the movie Black Snake Moan.
How was that?
I never thought I would say that I would see a movie that had Christina Ricci naked that wouldn't be a turn on. It was intense.
Yeah.
And the acting was phenomenal. The music was phenomenal. It's a movie about blues, but there's some really messed up stuff going on in it.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
It's worth seeing.
No, I definitely want to see it. I love both those actors. Sammy and Christy.
Yeah.
I call them by I know them.
I'm sure you and Christina Ricci are close friends.
Yeah. Very close.
And why the hell haven't you hooked me up with?
I mean, I played Pugsley, right? That was me in the Addams Family movies. You do know that, right?
No, I didn't.
No, I'm totally joking.
I figured.
Oh man, that would have been so cool if that really was me.
Yep.
Yeah, you good? You get there with the mic?
I can kind of see the resemblance.
Yeah.
That's why you took me a
I
second.
think if I drink more beer, I'll get there. I actually stopped drinking for this month, just a month of soberness for myself. You don't drink, right?
Nope.
You don't.
I stopped drinking about 10 years ago.
Oh, why? If you don't mind me asking.
I was going through a lot of personal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Life was not good.
Yeah.
I was drinking too much. I'm like, it's time
to stop.
Time to man up and deal with my problems.
Yeah.
And so I stopped drinking and I started dealing with stuff and life got better.
Wow. You said time's up to alcohol.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I drank so fucking much last year, especially on that. I went on a little Euro trip for 2 weeks, and holy fuck did I drink. Um,
Well, I mean, if you're going to Europe and you do drink, that's the place to drink.
Yeah.
Because German beer.
oh,
The thing
it
I
was
love
amazing.
about Germans,
Yeah.
they're very inclusive. Like, they want everyone to feel welcome and
Yeah.
feel a part of things. So you go to any bar, they'll have 2 or 3 really good non-alcoholic beers. Like, they'll
nice.
have a non-alcoholic Hefeweizen that tastes like a friggin' Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
Because it's not
just
about
want
getting
you to-
drunk. They want
right.
everyone to be included. Like, you're
people to-
here. You can't drink alcohol? Have a non-alcoholic beer. We made a good one for you because we want you to have good beer.
Yeah.
Whether it has alcohol or not. It's not about getting drunk. It's about
Yeah.
enjoying that craft. Every ice cream place, Germans love their ice cream. Every ice cream place has 2 or 3 vegan flavors.
I never went to. I never went to an ice cream place.
Yeah,
Over there.
they want everyone to be included. So if you can't have dairy, have a vegan ice cream.
Yeah. No, it's funny because the time difference really screwed me up, and like they were really smart because I went with a group. I didn't go on like just on my own. I just went with like a tour. They have everything scheduled for you, and so they would do it where you would like party one night and then kind of take like a breather the next night, party one night and take a breather. So those first 2 breather nights, I could not sleep at all. So I just said, fuck this, I'm going to get smashed every night, and I did, just in order to sleep. So now I'm taking a little break-a-rooney.
Sometimes it's good to let your liver recover.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a friend who was born with 3 kidneys,
Really?
which was, I mean, it's both good and bad. Like, he realizes the problem is, like, he's never been hungover in his life.
Oh,
He's
wow.
never, like, he does any kind of drug he wants, and he never has a crash the next day.
Really?
Which is bad because he doesn't know his limits.
Yeah.
He doesn't know, like, why he should stop, like, physically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, it's something to, every blessing is a curse.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, some chicks don't want to sleep with me because my dick's so fucking huge. I'm just kidding.
And some of us, they just lie and lie and lie, and your nose is getting bigger than ever.
I know. That was a joke. How about you play a song for us?
I suppose I could.
Yeah.
As long as we're changing the subject away from your penis.
Yeah.
Which is always a
By the
good-
way, follow Blake's Dick Pics. It's on Instagram. Blake's BLAKES _ Dick DICK _ Pics PICS. Blake's Dick Pics. You get to see a lot of pictures of dicks on there. All right, let me set up the mics for you.
Just check the tuning real quick.
Sure.
I'm playing a Goldtone GRE, which is a metal body resonator guitar, using Optima strings, Strum and Comfort thumb picks.
I'm actually going to back this up a little. Go for it.
Amazing grapes, how sweet the taste. I drown the hope I chase. My chains are gone, I was set free to die or live in slavery. 'Twas grapes that taught my heart to fear. scrapes my fears believe. I curse the blessings of sobriety. I was blind, but now I see. The meek will inherit the earth as soon as the strong die. I'd like to believe that this were true. I'd like to see pigs fly. Congress has promised much to me, and their lies we trust they'll deceive. I curse the blessings of sobriety. I was blind, but now I see. There's a war on drugs and a war on terror. These things I just can't believe. A war on women, a war on blacks. Hashtag I can't breathe. What the hell are we fighting for? What a tangled web we weave. I curse the blessings of sobriety. I was blind, but now I see. 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 Thank you.
That was Hauk Heimdallsman from London.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm from London.
I'm just joking.
I'm from the glorious California Republic.
From the glorious California Republic. Are you for splitting California into a new country?
You know, I love the idea.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Why?
Because I really don't like paying for North Carolina and Alabama to like discriminate against people. Mm-hmm. I don't like paying for New Jersey to do anything. I don't like borders. I don't like governments. I don't like people telling other people what they can or cannot do.
Yeah.
I like freedom.
What's your what do you think we should be doing?
A lot of things.
But like, I mean, as far as like what kind of government setup should we have, or even not have a government, just anarchy?
There's what I would like ideally, and then there's what I think is necessary and what I think will prevent the decline of civilization. Because there's a whole bunch of different things. I definitely don't think we should be at war, certainly not as much as we are.
Yeah.
I mean,
who are we at war with?
Syria.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but like, there's no clear, with the Nazis, it was like, okay, we're fighting the Nazis.
Well, with World War II, we were attacked by the Japanese.
Yeah.
There was a clear bloodshed
Right. Yeah,
on
exactly.
American soil
Right.
moment. There was no doubt that we were attacked.
Yeah.
And from there,
Took action, all that stuff, yeah.
the Nazis were a clear-cut bad guy.
Yeah.
Which we know historically. At the time, there were a lot of people here in the States who thought they were doing the right thing. And they were kind of okay with it. There's always that fringe nationalistic movement that likes a strong leader. It doesn't matter what the leader's doing. They feel safe knowing that there's a strong person in charge.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of people that feel like that now.
Yeah, and that worries me.
Yeah.
I don't like... But I mean, I've been saying this, for years. I didn't like it when George W. Bush expanded the power of the presidency, and I didn't like it when Obama expanded the power of the presidency.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh no, this will never happen. We'll always have a good person in office. I'm like, and then we have Donald Trump in office.
Yeah.
And I have absolutely no use for him as a human being. I have absolutely no use for him whatsoever.
Well, he is pretty entertaining, don't you think?
No. Not like
I mean, as far as on The Apprentice, I'm not talking about
yeah.
as a president. I just mean, And then
yeah, when he's just the freak show with no power.
Yeah.
When he's like Rush Limbaugh or
Yeah.
or any of these.
He's entertaining. Who's that other guy that's like the new Rush Limbaugh? What's his name?
Oh,
the guy with the gay frogs.
Bill O'Reilly?
No, the gay frogs guy.
Frogs.
What's his name?
Oh, yeah, what's his name? InfoWars.
He's InfoWars. Yeah, Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. I was going to say Alex Trebek. I'm like, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, that's the Jeopardy guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Alex Jones is all manner of cray-cray.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But there's people that, like, they'll take any situation, find their slants, and use it to rile people up because it sells advertising.
Yeah.
It gets more listeners.
Sells their products. Have you seen the products that he sells on his show?
No.
It's so ridiculous. It's really crazy. Yeah, check it out. There's like videos on it, on what he's selling. Because he'll like go on those like, all those viral videos of him going mad about the gay frogs. Like keep watching it because he'll stop and then he'll start talking about like these pills that are supposed to help you with like digestion, and apparently they've caused nothing but like pain to people. They're not approved by the FDA or anything like that. Like it's just terrible shit that he's selling.
There's a lot of like, we've people have been selling snake oil for centuries. Yeah. I used to work at the Santa Monica Farmers Market. I had an uncle who had a flower nursery, and I used to go help sell flowers out of the back of his truck. And there was a guy selling jojoba oil. And I don't remember what jojoba is. It's some kind of like fruit or nut or something. And he was selling this oil, and it would cure everything. And he promised, like, it'll cure your digestion. It'll make your teeth whiter. I'm like, well, I'm growing my hair. He's like, it will keep your hair strong. You rub it in to a certain amount. And this stuff would do everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that just sounds too darn good to be true. Mm-hmm. I've run into people that are like, oh, marijuana will cure your cancer. Mm-hmm. It'll cure AIDS. It'll end world hunger. It'll do everything. I'm like, guys, it's a weed that people smoke to get high. Some people find it's effective as a painkiller. Some people, like, if you have chemo or AIDS and you lose your appetite from the medication, it'll help you get your appetite back. It's not going to cure your damn cancer.
It's cured some people's cancer, though. It's documented.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's no actual science.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing about marijuana research is that because it's been illegal for so long, they don't do any research about it. But people have been doing their own sort of research on their own and are now telling their stories and talking about it. It's not scientific, unfortunately, but they've talked about it. And, everyone's physiology is all different,
Dirk Benedict from the A-Team had prostate cancer, and he cured it with diet. He went on this insane macrobiotic diet and basically starved himself.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
60 pounds.
Right.
And emerged incredibly healthy. And, that worked for him and fantastic.
Yeah.
There's
different things work for different
science
people.
to say why that works and if that's going to work for everyone or even work for most people.
Oh, yeah.
The research has never been done.
Yeah.
Because, what pharmaceutical company is going to pump $10 billion into research to prove the diet will cure your cancer?
Yeah.
No one's going to do that. No one's going to do that for weed because weed is cheap and it's already legal, so they got no reason to put any actual research into it.
No, they're doing research now. It's going to take years to figure out the results of certain things. But yeah, they're doing it now. They actually did a research on endometrial cancer and I can't remember the word for it. Endometrial, yes. And CBD effects, and the CBD actually shows that it would stop the growth of that kind of cancer. That's the only research.
Endometrial.
It's the lady.
Yeah.
The lady stuff. Yeah.
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 I've got. I don't smoke anything.
Mm-hmm.
Being around weed gives me migraines. Like really, really bad migraines.
Yeah.
And like I tell this to people, and they're like, "Oh no way, man! Weed cures migraines." it can't possibly. It must be something
Yeah.
else. I'm like, no, for me and for my physiology,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an allergy. I don't know if that's a sensitivity to it or it's something in the
Sure,
smoke,
sure, sure.
whatever.
But it gives you migraines.
Yeah, so I don't do it. And like I support freedom. I support legalization. I mean,
Yeah.
you put whatever you want into your body. That's your business.
I drink this every day.
I
have a bottle of marijuana.
You know, that's freedom. That's all you. Just you know, I don't, and that's freedom too.
Yeah, I love it, man. Marijuana kind of changed my life. I know it sounds like such a stoner thing, but it really did. It opened up so many avenues for me. I started smoking weed at 23 and started Mango Napalm at 23. I was just, a lot of things came to me when I was high. I think it's just a way for myself to talk to myself, get ideas, things like that.
Sometimes you need something to get
Yeah.
your own way.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I've written songs when I was blitzed out drunk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes they were good, sometimes they were not.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think I've ever written a song drunk. I might want to try it.
Tell you what, you do like 4 shots of whiskey.
I can't. It's January. I'm taking the month off. I'm dry this month.
Okay, so
February 1st is a Friday. I'm looking
what
forward to
episode
it.
of the podcast is
I
this?
think this is 15.
Okay, well, when you get to episode 27, you call me back. We're going to do a second podcast. You're going to get horribly drunk.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm down. Are you? I'm seriously
Yeah.
down for
Oh,
this.
yeah.
That'd be great.
I'll bring, I don't know, some juice or something.
Yeah.
And we'll write a song with you messed up drunk.
that'd be really fun, actually. Yeah. Hell yeah. I'll do
See if we can get a silent drummer to stay in the room or something. And,
Yeah.
You know.
maybe help with keeping the beat. Keeping the beat.
Yeah.
Keeping the beat. You ever watch The Birthday Boys?
I do not.
I'll show you a video afterwards. It's really stupid music. It's a really Birthday Boys are like a comedy troupe.
Nice.
Yeah, you know what a comedy troupe is. It's just a bunch of boys. They're called the Birthday Boys. They're on IFC for like 2 seasons. And there's one sketch, this music video, and I'll just show you afterwards. Anyways, so you said you were writing a solo album now.
Yeah.
How's that been?
You know, it's been great. I'm making it kind of a personal goal to, at least with the writing in this year, to really hold nothing back.
Mm-hmm.
It's some of my hardest hitting songs. Musically, I'm pushing myself to try anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, adding crazy guitar solos, playing a lot of lap steel, really pushing my amps, pushing my tone, pushing my writing. Just, can I hit it harder? Can I hit it better? Can I hit it stronger? Is every word as impactful as I want it to be?
Right.
You know, and it's been a great process. It's really been. I think I've got 11 songs started.
Nice.
Probably want to have 3 or 4 more, and then pick which
Oh,
ones I
really?
want to release.
Oh, from there, I see. Yeah.
It's definitely it's a lot heavier than what I've done recently. I always describe Black Hat Society as Willie Nelson meets Black Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely more Black Sabbath meets Willie Nelson.
I see.
There's a lot faster, heavier drums.
Yeah.
Karen's probably going to play on a song or two, but for the most part, it's going to be guitar based.
Right. Very cool, man. When do you think that's going to be coming out?
Well, I want to do a crowdfunding campaign to raise some funding for it because I want to hire a couple publicists. I'm doing 4 songs in Welsh, so I'm going to do 2 versions of the album: an English language album and a Welsh language version.
Nice.
And I want to hire a publicist to release it in Wales.
Oh, very cool.
And then hopefully hire a publicist here in the States to release it here as well.
I have a question.
You do.
I wanted to ask you.
Ask you a question.
What do you think? It just hit me because you went to USC, you studied music your whole life. I know it's funny because one of my good friend's wife actually is a music teacher. She went to school for music and everything, and she does the whole orchestra and stuff. And I always call her and her friends real musicians, and what I do is just just silly stuff, whatever. But I'm kind of joking. What do you think about us? Schmoes who just taught ourselves whatever, but just make random music.
Music is a form of communication. You look at Jimi Hendrix, arguably one of the greatest guitar players historically of all time.
Yeah.
He taught himself to play, didn't even have anything close to proper technique, and he's still hailed as one of the greatest guitar players of all time because of what he could say. There are tons and tons of brilliant technical musicians who can play amazing and fast and clean and brilliant and say absolutely nothing with their playing.
Yeah.
So music is communication. I work with tons of classical musicians. There's 2 orchestras I work
Right.
for. Some of these cats, like, I've got friends that played on the soundtrack for the last Star Wars movies. The
Star Wars album.
The Last Jedi and Force Awakens.
Yeah. Nice.
These guys, they can play anything.
Yeah.
But they always make a point to say something with their playing. It's not just about, well, here's the chords. It's, let's make music out of it. So you get there's some punk bands that are, 3-chord song bands that they say something. I've been listening to Bad Religion lately. New Map of Hell, New Roadmap of Hell. Great album. A lot of really good songs, a lot of good writing.
I just did an interview where I talked about how I don't like Bad Religion. But yeah, to each their own. But anyways.
I mean, I love Megadeth. But I got the last Metallica album, The Hardwired to Self-Destruct. It was a double disc album that had like 4 or 5 good songs, and everything else was just throwaway filler.
Right.
They could have cut it down to a 4-song EP, and it would have been brilliant. But instead, it was for some reason a double disc album just full of crap. There's a lot of big time artists. They have their radio single. I bought the first Luke Bryan album. He's a country guy, and it had 3 radio singles that were catchy.
Yeah.
And the rest of it was just absolute crap. He just like phoned it in.
That's always the worst. When I first listened to music, that's what because I only had access to the radio, and I would only listen to those songs. So I'd buy the album, and it was like those were the good songs, and the B-sides were all the rest of the albums were always shit, and I was so mad. And it wasn't until I got into Mr. Bungle and all that other stuff, and every album was like amazing, and that's when I really fell in love with a lot of these artists, was when the whole album was actually great, not just like 1 or 2. But yeah, that's funny.
When I'm writing an album, I mean, I want to put myself into every song. I've had a couple albums where I was just putting stuff out, and the last 3 or 4 albums, with the Black Hat Society album, we recorded a bunch of different songs, and we demoed a bunch of different songs. The 9 we released on the full-length Doom Country, those were the best of the best.
Nice.
We worked to make sure every single song was brilliant. With the new album I'm doing, there's a couple art songs that are there's one song that's just under 10 minutes long, and I really I've been sweating that one a lot because that's a song I want to do for me. It's my art song. It's the expressive song. I'm going crazy with it. But I'm also making sure I've got 4 or 5 fast, upbeat, shorter songs. I hate to say radio play because
I know what you mean, but yeah, I get it.
You want to make sure you have your arts
Right, and then
you want to
something
make sure
that
you have your accessibility. And you want to make sure you're giving the listener a solid project. You want to make sure you're really doing something good for everything. And we're out of sand.
We're out of sand.
We're out of sand.
That's it. Any closing remarks? No, close with that. What were you going to end that with? You want to make sure.
I want to make sure that, I'm always giving 110%, holding nothing back with my music. Whether I'm doing a solo cover of a Dio song on stage or I'm in the studio tracking it layer after layer after layer, I want to make sure it's 110%.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that, my next album, there's not 1 second of filler.
Let's end with that.
I like that.
Thank you, Hauk, so much for being here.
Thank you, Blake.
And
Pleasure.
see you later.